evening, I'm Raghavi and welcome to the About the Full show. In this episode, we have a major update on the conflict in West Asia as ceasefire talks stall. A plea from Mehbooba Mufti to New Delhi, Myanmar President's 5-day visit to India and more. So stay with us for the full report. Tensions in West Asia remain in sharp focus as reports emerge of a heated exchange between US President Donald Trump and Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu over Israel's military operations in Lebanon. The developments come amid efforts to revive talks with Iran and growing concerns over regional stability and global oil supplies. For more on the latest developments and their wider implications for the region, Smriti Sudesh talks with Stanley Johnny, International Affairs Editor at The Hindu.
So, Stan, there were too many updates the other day. Trump reportedly on his Truth post said that he's spoken to Netanyahu, he's spoken to Hezbollah. Also, he said the talks with Iran are going at a rapid pace. But on the other side, interestingly, the Iran has suspended talks with the US. And we have to note that this all happened, all these developments happened in just 24 hours. So, what's really happening?
Yeah, there were dramatic developments yesterday. And my takeaway is that everything, if you look at everything that happened yesterday, June 1st, Monday, my key takeaway is that Trump looks absolutely desperate for a deal. He wants a deal to get out of the crisis which he himself created, which is now very evident because you look at the developments from a chronological point of view. In the morning of June 1st, Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu said that he was going to bomb Beirut's southern neighborhood, Dahir.
Yep.
So bombing of Beirut is a red line drawn by the Iranians on April 8th when they agreed to the ceasefire, right? And on April 16th, President Trump announced a ceasefire, April 16th or 17th, depending on from where you look at it, whether from the US or from Lebanon. He announced a ceasefire in Lebanon, right? And ever since, on paper there is a ceasefire, but Israel has been carrying out the attacks. So, but most of Israel's attacks were taking place in southern Lebanon, not in Beirut.
Right.
So Beirut is a red line for the Israelis. So on June 1st, Netanyahu first says that he was going to bomb Dahir, which is the southern Beirut neighborhood. And then the Iranians say that they were going to suspend all contacts with the United States.
Right.
They had suspended direct negotiations earlier. Now they said that they will even suspend exchange of texts with the Americans through the Pakistanis or the Qataris. And then within hours, Trump swung into action. So you read Trump's Truth Social post in the evening. He talked to Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu and then he talked to Hezbollah. Again, the key takeaway of Trump's post is that Trump has asked Netanyahu, you can't bomb Beirut. And Netanyahu accepted that, right? Instead, the Israelis are now carrying out attacks in southern Lebanon with vengeance, which they will do. But they actually wanted to expand the war. They wanted to expand the war. They wanted to hit Hezbollah in Dahir, but Trump prevented them. So why did Trump do this? Trump was trying to salvage his own peace process with the Iranians. And if you look at the details of the call, there were, pretty controversial details about the call. Trump apparently told Netanyahu, according to Axios, I don't know if it's true, but this is one report that is there in the public domain. Trump apparently told him that Netanyahu is effing crazy. But that shows Trump how frustrated Trump is and how angry he is with the Israeli attacks in Lebanon.
Right.
And then Trump said that Hezbollah will not attack you and then you would not attack Hezbollah. So he is actually trying to send a message to the Iranians that you wanted a ceasefire in Lebanon and I am getting a ceasefire in Lebanon. I am preventing Netanyahu from attacking Beirut. Why? Because he wanted the talks to be back on the track. And Trump also said that the talks are proceeding. But the Iranians have not confirmed it. If you look at the statements issued by both Foreign Minister Arakchi as well as the chief negotiator and the parliament speaker, MB Ghalibaf, both of them had clearly said that if the war in Lebanon is continuing, there is not going to be a deal.
Right.
Right? So this is what happened yesterday.
Now to Jammu and Kashmir. Former Chief Minister Mehbooba Mufti has called for a united political outreach involving Chief Minister Omar Abdullah and other leaders, urging for a Ladakh-like joint appeal to the Prime Minister and the Home Minister. To understand what this could mean for the region's political landscape, we are joined by our Kashmir correspondent, P. Zada Ashik.
Former Jammu and Kashmir Chief Minister and People's Democratic Party President Mehbooba Mufti today wrote a letter to J&K's regional political parties, which included Chief Minister Omar Abdullah and parties like Shiv Sena and BJP. Apparently, this is Mehbooba's bid to pitch for a dialogue between New Delhi and Srinagar. There's a context, local and international context, or the timing which Mehbooba has chosen for the letter. The local context is that New Delhi, in its negotiations with Ladakh or Ladakh-based political parties or civil society groups in the past 2 or 3 years, have engaged Delhi and have reached to certain outcomes, if not concrete, but certain headway has been made on the demands made by civil society groups in Ladakh, like statehood and civil society. So Mehbooba has compared that dialogue with Kashmir, saying that if Ladakh can achieve, through engagement with Delhi, why can't people of Kashmir, why can't the political parties of Kashmir? So one is the local context, another is the international context, where this letter has come at a time when Pakistan has raised its pitch on Kashmir. We saw today there was a joint statement issued by Pakistan and European Union where they referred Kashmir as a disputed territory. Interestingly, this letter came just a day before ruling national conference is holding its meeting of legislators in Srinagar. And this meeting is quite important. Not much is known whether this meeting is talking about the statehood or any other issue, but the fact remains there are two important contexts for Omar Abdullah's meeting. One is that it is coming at a time when there are internal rumblings within the national conference. Many people are unhappy with Omar Abdullah for not expanding the cabinet. Right now, we have just 6 portfolios filled in Jammu and Kashmir against the 9 total, portfolios we have. So there are vacancy for 3 more ministerial berths. Many MLAs are not happy with Chief Minister. And with the dual governance system we have in the Union Territory of Jammu and Kashmir, there are accusations by MLAs that Omar Abdullah is not able to establish a writ of elected government over bureaucracy in Jammu and Kashmir.
Now to New Delhi, where Prime Minister Narendra Modi has been hosting Myanmar's President Aung Hlaing. The visit between the two neighbors comes amid backlash from Myanmar's opposition. Here's what is on the agenda.
It's been 4 days since Myanmar's President Aung Hlaing arrived in India, his first visit since taking office earlier this year. On the agenda, trade, connectivity, security. Security was a major priority. India and Myanmar share a 1,600-kilometer border, and instability inside Myanmar has affected India's northeast through refugee inflows and concerns over insurgent activity. During the talks, Modi raised border security issues, while Aung Hlaing assured India that Myanmar's territory would not be used by anti-India elements. The two leaders also discussed connectivity projects that are expected to improve links between India's Northeast and Southeast Asia. On the trade front, both sides explored ways to strengthen commercial ties and expand cooperation in sectors such as energy and critical minerals. The meeting is significant because Myanmar remains strategically important for India. It is the only ASEAN country that shares a land border with India and serves as a gateway to Southeast Asia. The meeting came as Aung Hlaing continues to face international criticism over the 2021 coup and the military's actions since then. India has argued that maintaining ties with Myanmar's leadership is necessary to address border security concerns, advance connectivity projects, and safeguard its strategic interests in the region.
Focus shifts to Karnataka as the state gears up for the much-anticipated swearing-in ceremony of Chief Minister-designate D.K. Shivakumar, along with some new ministers scheduled for tomorrow. Now, ahead of the event, Shivakumar and the outgoing Chief Minister Siddaramaiah met senior leader Rahul Gandhi and Congress President Mallikarjun Kharge in New Delhi to finalize the composition of the new cabinet. Following the meeting, Shivakumar expressed gratitude to the Gandhi family for their support and guidance throughout his political journey. He said their faith in him had strengthened his resolve to work towards a progressive, inclusive, and prosperous Karnataka. The Karnataka Congress president also acknowledged the support he received from Sonia Gandhi and Rahul Gandhi during challenging phases of his political career. Let's now turn to the Hindu Roundup for some of our exclusive content. Today's editorial, titled Perfect Storm on Illicit Liquor in India, argues that repeated hooch tragedies happened because of this deadly concoction. On one hand, the demand for licensed alcohol comes with major costs, including high state taxes. On the other hand, adding industrial methanol, which is the toxin behind most of these tragedies, is a seemingly easy way to increase batch volume with negligible costs. Being able to sell more liquor at cheaper prices leads to more low-income and working-class people purchasing this illicit liquor. The editorial says that these operations are usually semi-visible local economies that get by on tolerance rather than secrecy. And so, allegations of complacency by the police and local authorities must be investigated. It also argues that investigations must go beyond arresting just the vendors. Upstream supplied and alleged kingpins should also be identified. Because most victims are from marginalized communities, sustained political action is needed to implement reforms. The editorial argues that fixing regulatory loopholes and strengthening enforcement are essential in combating the sale of illicit liquor and the public health crisis that comes with it. Tap the card above to watch the editorial on the Hindu Originals YouTube channel. A severe tropical storm is lashing southwestern Japan, triggering widespread disruption and prompting evacuation warnings for hundreds of thousands of people. Here's more.
A severe tropical storm has battered southwestern Japan, leaving tens of thousands of households without electricity, disrupting transport services, and injuring at least 9 people. Tropical storm Jangmi, which was downgraded from a typhoon, swept across the southern island region after hitting Okinawa. Japan's meteorological agency has warned of high waves, landslides, and flooding as the storm continued to move northward. Authorities in Miyazaki City on Kyushu Island urged all residents, around 390,000 people, to evacuate due to the threat of heavy rain and strong winds. Power outages affected around 70,000 households in Okinawa and more than 30,000 homes in the Kagoshima region. Government officials said 9 people were injured, with reports indicating that flying debris damaged vehicles and strong winds caused people to lose their footing. Japan's Chief Cabinet Secretary Minoru Kihara has urged residents in vulnerable areas to closely follow evacuation advisories and take steps to ensure their safety. The storm has also caused major travel disruptions. Japan's 2 largest airlines, All Nippon Airways and Japan Airlines, have cancelled around 600 flights scheduled between June 1 and June 3rd. Authorities have also warned that public transport services in and around Tokyo could also face disruptions as Changmi approaches the capital region.
And that's it for today. Thank you for watching. Please share your thoughts on today's episode in the comment section. And if you found this video useful, don't forget to share it and save the About the Fold playlist so you never miss an update.